to the training session entitled Movement Ambassador 101. As you may have seen on the Movement Ambassador website, we have a number of training manuals, and one of them is the Movement Ambassador 101 training manual, and hopefully you've all had a chance to look through that. Let me tell you a little bit about the Movement Ambassador program and how it got started. At the MS Society, we have realized that some of our best promoters are people who do our events, who volunteer for us, and are very much involved with our chapter. And we thought, how can we tap into the energy and the enthusiasm of all of these people and use it to spread the word about all of the things that we're doing at the MS Society? And that's why we decided to start this program. And that's why you are involved, because you are one of those people who we want to go out there and educate and engage other people in the movement. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Movement Ambassador program, and then also about some expectations that we have. There aren't many, but we just wanted to talk to you a little bit about them, and then also go over some of the training manuals. So if you have that manual in front of you, that will be helpful. If not, that's all right as well. First of all, we have started the Movement Ambassador program because we want to engage hundreds and thousands of people in the movement to move us closer to a world free of MS. And that's where you come in. Our expectations are simple. 3 things. First of all, we want you to get out there and engage other people. So what does it mean to engage other people? Well, it's as simple as talking to somebody in the grocery store line, or at work, or at church, or at your gym, about how you're involved with the MS Society. And they're going to remember the MS Society in this conversation. They're going to remember your face, they're going to remember your enthusiasm, and that's how we want to engage other people in the movement. So there are a list of ways on the website right now for just some ideas, just a few, to help you get started in engaging other people in the movement. And of course, we want to hear all the ideas that you have for how you're going to educate, inspire, and engage other people. Secondly, one of our expectations is that we want you to log on and stay connected. This program is heavily based in email and web communication. And so every month you'll be getting an email from me telling you 5 simple ways that you can join the movement and engage others this month. There'll be a letter with some news and some other links to some things that are going on in our chapter. So I encourage you to look at that email and see what's going on, because we'll also have ideas from other movement ambassadors that they've shared, and we'll also have stories from other people. So this will help you to see what other people are doing in the movement as well. In addition to the monthly email, you will, if you haven't already, please check out the Movement Ambassador website, although you probably couldn't have come to this training if you were not on the website. But look here for profiles of other ambassadors, for ideas, for how to engage other people, and all kinds of other special ambassador-only opportunities. On this website, you will also find a tracking sheet, and that brings me to our 3rd expectation. It's telling us what you're up to. It's fine and great that you're out there doing all these things, but we want to know about it so that we can know about all the wonderful things that you're doing and also reward you for some of those things that you're doing. So each month you'll be getting a link to a survey, and this is fairly simple. You just go to the link, and you tell us what was the activity that you did, how long did it take you, how many people did you reach, where was it, did you use any materials, and just any other comments that you have about that activity. Please fill out a survey for each of the activities that you did. And really, no activity is too small to count it. So if you forwarded an email to 5 of your friends about some research update that happened, I want to know about it, even if it took you 2 minutes to do. Or if you talked on the phone to one of your friends about coming to a program with you or volunteering with you. Those are things that I want to hear about. So don't think that they're too small. They don't have to be groundbreaking things that you're doing, but every little bit helps. So I want to know about it. And you can submit those tracking sheets at any time. It doesn't need to be that one time in the month. If you do something, please feel free to submit the survey right away. So I'm going to talk now a little bit about some tips for being a successful ambassador. First of all, I encourage you to go with what you know. Maybe you have been a volunteer at one of our camps for a number of years. This is probably your area of expertise. You may not know very much about the legislative issues that are going on this session, but you sure know a lot about volunteering at camp. So while people might ask you about some of these other things that are going on in the MS Society, you will have the tools I will be sending you tools for being able to answer those questions. But what is really going to get people excited is when you talk about what is most passionate to you. And so whether that's volunteering, whether that's doing the walk or bike MS events, you need to decide what is going to be the thing that you find is going to engage the most people. Secondly, I encourage you to use your existing networks. Who do you already know? What kind of places can you go to speak? What kind of places can you have an informational table? Think about 3 or 4 places or 3 or 4 people who can help you to reach various groups and engage them in the MS movement. Third, let the MS Society be a resource for you. I'm certainly not going to send you out and say, okay, go do all of this now. I want to give you the brochures, the posters, the videos, the things that you need to make being an ambassador most successful for you. So never hesitate to call the MS Society. We have a number of people who are experts here in the things that they do, and they are happy to help you and answer your questions. Fourth, I encourage you to team up and share ideas. You're not the only movement ambassador out there. There are a number of people who are just like you who are thinking of different ways that they can engage others to raise awareness during MS Awareness Week, to recruit team members for their Walk MS or Bike MS teams, or to find other people to volunteer with for programs or events. So you're not the only one out there. If you have ideas or you have questions, please send them to me because I can include them in the Movement Ambassador email that gets sent out to the others. So the more you share ideas, the more help that you can be to others. And lastly, be a good representative of the MS Society. There is a training manual on representing the MS Society effectively and accurately, and I encourage you to look at that. And there will also be a training session called Representing the MS Society. But one thing that I want you to remember is that when you're out in the community and you are being a face for the MS Society, people are going to think of you as the MS Society when they remember the MS Society or see it in an ad somewhere or see it on a billboard. You're going to be the face and you're going to be the story that they remember. So please take a look at all the talking points. Please take a look at the training manual on representing the MS Society so that you can be a very good ambassador for the organization and for the movement. So that is all I have on Movement Ambassador 101. Like I said, please check out the other trainings that I have mentioned in this particular training. I look forward to seeing you soon.